Howdy, I'm Sammy Midler, Austin, Texas realtor, and I'm here to share with you a little secret. Everyone thinks they know Austin. The barbecue, the bars on 6th Street, the Keep Austin Weird bumper stickers, and yes, that's real, but there's a whole other layer to the city that tourists don't really find. There are experiences here that locals just know about. Things that don't make the travel guides, things you stumble into after you've been here long enough to know where to look. Once a year, one of those experiences opens a gate on a ranch in the middle of nowhere, and if you know, you know. This is Luck Reunion, Willie Nelson's annual festival held on his actual ranch in Luck, Texas, and yes, it's just outside of Austin. And today I'm letting you in on the secret. We parked in the parking lot. It's in the middle of nowhere, and now we got to get in line for the shuttle. I've been to Luck Reunion twice before, so I knew the shuttle line was going to be long, but this time it actually took us an hour and a half. Now, it wasn't bad because actually in March of 2026, this year, it was very mild, so it was fine. We were surrounded by the beautiful chaparral nature, and honestly, you make friends in line and it's fine. It just really happened to be a long line this time. Some people got out of line and they ordered Ubers. That actually got them there a lot faster. Still in line over an hour now, waiting for the shuttle bus. I highly recommend you secure an on-site parking pass so you can avoid the whole shuttle situation. And just know there is a little bit of traffic on the country roads around the ranch entrance. Once you get to the ranch, you do have to walk up their road. You pass the lovely horses, and it's actually really nice. Now we're walking from the road to the ranch. We see one of their horses. Yay. Once you get to the gate, there's another line to get through. Just be aware of that. We're almost there. One more line. We arrived at the lot at 11:24 a.m. according to my photo timestamps, and we got in at 2 p.m. Of course, it's totally worth it. This is Willie Nelson's actual ranch. When he's in Austin, this is where he stays. The ranch was also used as the movie set for the 1986 film Red-Headed Stranger, which he himself starred in and produced, and then he bought it. So when you walk in, there's a real chapel and a real saloon just standing there. That's why. It's surreal in the best way. Horses are just hanging out on the property like it's completely normal. And everywhere, there is live music, multiple stages, all going on at once on this movie setting. The whole ranch just hums. First thing we did was look at the lineup, and then we broke up into groups and did our own thing. Okay, let me tell you about the food. There are so many food vendors. I got barbecue and tacos. I was eating the whole time. Also, there's free drinks. I should have mentioned that way before I told you about how long it takes to get to the venue. Free drinks. I'm personally sober, so I don't do alcohol, but they had Willie's Remedy, a THC drink, which is new, and I tried it. It's delicious. And I didn't get high, I just got very giggly, which was wonderful. And while I peruse through all of the food options here, I'm just going to tell you how it was. My friend and I, we don't like crowds too much, so we hung back and we danced, and then we had a blanket so we'd like lie down, take a nap, look at the stars. It was so relaxing, so fun. And that's the thing about this particular event is nobody's stressed out, nobody's pushing, everyone's relaxed, everyone's friendly. We met people while eating, we met people while on the blanket. This little 2-year-old girl came over, shared a blanket with us, then her family joined. We all became friends. That's the secret, honestly. It's not just the music, it's the people, it's the feeling that everyone here gets it, and we're all friends, we're all family. The first thing you're going to want to do when you get here is get a drink, get a bite to eat, and maybe get some merch, maybe go shopping. They've got plenty of local vendors, everything kind of hippie Western that you can think of. Turquoise, leather, bandanas, hats, Willie Nelson merch, lighters. And Then once you've got all your swag and you've fed yourself and drank, just wander around and listen to some good music. They also had a conversation corner, so they had these talks planned out throughout the entire festival. That was cool too. Throughout the day, we caught so many incredible acts. The lineup here is always curated with real intention. These are artists Willie has a genuine connection with, and that comes through in every single performance. We wandered up to the saloon, got an embarrassing amount of B-roll of the chapel. I just can't stop. It's so pretty. And obviously stopped at Luck Reunion sign because that's just non-negotiable. I think it's a law. Also spent a lot of time just watching people. That's one of my favorite things to do at any event, and Luck Reunion is particularly a good place for it. Lots of cowboy hats. Everyone there has their own story about how they found this place, and I find that really beautiful. And then eventually the sun starts to go down. I don't have words for the Texas sky at golden hour over this ranch. I really don't. Just watch. As it got dark, the twinkle lights came on across the whole property and everything shifted. Everything magical somehow became more magical. My friend and I laid on our blanket and looked up at the stars. There was a band playing somewhere in the distance. The air had cooled down and we were completely still in the middle of it all. I was definitely also having like my fourth plate of food. One of those moments you just don't really plan for it. It just happens and you know you're going to remember it. Before Willie came on, Lukas Nelson and his band took the stage, and they are just so incredible. They sang my favorite song, Let Me Forget About Georgia, and they're just extraordinary, talented. Love them, love them, love them. Then, of course, Willie Nelson got on stage, and the crowd knew every word to every song, and I really think that he should adopt me because I like singing too. My favorite moment is at the end when he invites his friends and families all on stage and they sing for us. It's as if he's inviting us to sit on his front porch with him while he sings. It's a pure joy moment. So good news. Remember how the shuttle line was an hour and a half long? Well, at night it went by a lot faster. We were the last people in line, dead last. My friend was one of the volunteers who picked up the cans at the end. We were dead last, and yet we got to our car very quickly. So good news. We got there at 2 p.m., but then we left last, and in between, I got the perfect giggles from a THC drink, ate good food, laid under the stars, danced with my friends, shared a blanket with a 2-year-old stranger, watched Lukas Nelson sing one of my favorite songs, and stood in a field while Willie Nelson and his family performed on his front porch and invited all of us to be part of his family for the night. Luck Reunion is a perk of living in Austin, one of those things that just makes you think, okay, yeah, this is why I'm here. Not every day, not as a grand statement, just quietly on a blanket under the stars, listening to music on a ranch in the middle of nowhere in Texas. If this is your bucket list, go. And if you want to know anything about the experience, drop a comment. I will answer every single one. Subscribe for more Austin adventures, and I'll see you in the next one.